Horde squad, deploy.
We have been under fire, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole reason why we have to deploy.
We can't deploy. We're pinned down.
We kind of have to clear the room before we
it's
can
okay.
deploy.
Who died in
Headshot.
Wash.
Who died in main future?
Okay. I gotta say, I love how the
Actually, it was Sergeant Kim in the first game who died, and actually Hoffman made me sergeant. Don't shoot at them.
I gotta say,
someone did die and make me sergeant. So yeah.
I love how in this game, when you get a headshot, the body actually literally stands up straight for a few seconds like that. It's practically comical, but in a way realistic.
Well, I've seen more gruesome sights without much gore, believe it or not. There was this episode of Doctor Who where they were stranded in the desert because they went through a time portal-ish thing, and basically what's established is if you go through the portal without any metallic protection around you, you frazzle to a skeleton. And that's what happened to a bus driver.
There we go. Headshot. 99, yeah.
Oh, can we control the cannon and fire it on the enemy?
One. Fuck off.
Huh.
Do
Clever
you have
girl.
Do you have an RPG?
No.
An RPG wouldn't have as... Oh, wait, never mind. No, it would have good range, but maybe I might want to use it for something that's a bit farther away.
There you go. A little shot in the back.
Smile.
And what happened to all the countries' nuclear weapons? Why not use them on the enemy?
Remember, Dwibs, we're not on...
Dwibs, we have a queen and gigantic worm locust to take care of. I think we might save those for those.
Not only that,
Yeah.
but we don't have all the nukes here. Remember, this is technically not Earth.
Not just that,
It's a
as we
fictional version of Earth called Sarah.
not just that, as we saw also through the backstory that we got. Remember, the Locusts immediately showed up right after a violent civil war between mankind, which means they were probably already semi-exhausted with the bigger arsenals.
Not
Remember,
only...
that's the entire reason why Marcus' father, idealized the satellite laser weapon, because the Emerald Dawn, because we needed a replacement for every weaponry.
Not only that, but you want to say nukes is like your absolute last resort. Ouch.
I thought you died there for a second.
Oof.
Run.
Yes, Pedro?
Okay, let's try this a different way. Anyway, yeah, the basic hand when it comes to these guys is since they have shield, there you go, shoot their feet. There you go. See?
Wolf.
If you're shooting their feet, how are you still walking?
Somehow he dies by having his feet be shot.
Maybe his heart...
The bullets trigger instant gout.
No wait. Maybe his heart was located in his feet.
The Locust biology is bizarre.
Maybe it hurt so much he died.
Actually, remember, we already established that apparently the Locusts have like 5 hearts. So
maybe one of their hearts is in their feet.
I guess it makes sense. A bigger body even need more blood being pumped. So.
Mm-hmm.
The weakness is such as that you take out one, the whole thing collapses.
So they're like anti-Hydra then.
Pretty much. Although that giant worm was one tough customer.
Alright. Let's see.
Thank goodness.
Knock knock.
Open up the door, it's real.
Who's there?
Pop. Stainless steel.
Alright, go ahead.
This is the power of teamwork, because we're Gears heroes.
There we go.
God, we need to put it in order to get a new unrusted version of a system that's not as hard to lift.
I know, right? Alright, proceed down Cooper Street.
Oh, I hear Cooper Street is lovely this time of day.
I'm not sure about that, Joe.
Well, by lovely, I mean we have our usual forecast of dive bombers
And Ravens.
and reavers. Oh my.
Maybe
Ravers, sorry. Ravens.
maybe this is why this cannot be the Sarah's equivalent of England, because there cannot be such a thing as a Cooper Street in England. As we know, for the UK, Cooper is an immense swear word. So remember, Jova, like Cooper had to be renamed like Raccoon in the
Oh,
UK,
yeah.
meaning that Cooper is an immense swear word, don't you know?
Wait, don't you mean, what, did you say Cooper? As in C-O-O-P-E-R?
Apparently that's a swear
Yeah.
word over there.
But,
It's more like a
no.
joke that Cadicarus instated.
well, because round here, they'd have to advertise A Star Is Born as being directed by Dominic,
Cooper.
No, Dominic Cucumber or something.
What do you guys have against the word Cooper?
Beats the shit out of me, Jova.
Because you see, a Cooper round here are generally regarded as
Unpleasant fellows. I don't
Whatever.
know.
This is the bad way.
No.
Oh, you possess resistance.
Oh,
There we go.
They're so just Coopery that no one wants to acknowledge their existence.
so what do you
It's
have against? So, Dwibs, you do realize that means you have a thing against the maker or repair of casks and barrels, right?
We make our own barrels.
That's what a Cooper is and does.
Yeah, but we don't call them that.
Actually,
we call them barrel makers.
now that I think about it, going back to thinking briefly to what thing that I said before, kind of to think about it, we didn't use that much the Hammer of Dawn in this game compared to the first.
Well,
Right,
Tia, we
that's what
gotta
the fi-
save it.
That's what the final boss is for.
I get it. It's reserved to make it more important.
As we've learned the hard way.
All right, let's go.
No. Anyone else alive there?
We'll go where?
Java, they left all their cars here. I do believe there's not that much.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful about the enemies, too.
This was before Gears 3, where they implemented a little star marker telling you where your destination is. So.
Alright.
Took till the third game for them to do that.
I don't know either.
You know, now that I think about it, I don't know.
Maybe their logic is that since this is a very linear shooter.
Yeah,
like,
that was what I was to mention too.
Yeah.
Like,
They figured it wouldn't be necessary. However, it does sometimes. It can sometimes pose a problem, even in 2, because sometimes it can be a bit hard to tell because the level design doesn't immediately convey the design like in a very clear way. Sometimes it is possible to get a bit confused. Remember, let's not forget what happened, guys, in our playthrough of the Ultimate Edition, where I dared to go where the game didn't want me to do, and the game killed me for it automatically. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, a star marker would be useful, even in. So. Hell, I still wonder how they didn't put that in the Ultimate Edition, to be honest. What do you think, Jova?
Maybe they wanted to retain some of the original feel. I mean, granted.
Honestly, again, I forgot if I probably said this for the Ultimate Edition run as well, but I don't know. The easier solution would have not been put a marker, but more like put an invisible wall that prevented you to go where you weren't supposed to go.
I can agree with that, definitely.
That way, you can allow players to, not fall accidentally into that kind of trap without having to spoil them too much.
Pretty much. In regards to the reasoning, I guess it's like, well, I guess the star marker wasn't the biggest priority thing to have.
God.
What?
Well,
Oh my god, sir, our phones have started working again. We could call for backup.
All right then, let's do so. I'll cover you while you do it.
All right. Hello.
Oh crap, he got
it was
shot.
the pizza delivery, was it?
No, worse. It turns out the only calls that can be made are to mailmen.
Which
Oh,
kind of
no.
mailman?
How oddly specific.
The mail basically, for some reason, they decided that the fate of our current world leaders are all postmen because people believe too much that people will deliver us from evil or however it goes. They took the phrase too,
Seriously.
they took that phrase too literally.
Pushable car. Thanks, game.
Nice.
So yeah, in that case, the wonder humanity
So, yeah,
is down to these last two guys.
Apparently, Marcus's legs are made of titanium since he was able to kick that big vehicle into the street with just one simple kick.
Well, it
Yeah,
helps to have the good strength for it. You'd be surprised. You can see some guys
No,
who
never
actually...
skip leg day.
Heck, there are some guys who on television pull airplanes.
Because they had nothing better to do, I guess.
I don't know. If I tried doing that, I'd probably break my leg.
Well, it helps to work out.
I mean, how Bond once kicked a car off a cliff.
Again, just take a cue from Chun-Li. Never skip leg day.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But it was one of those fancy BMWs that usually makes it, wasn't it?
No, actually, a henchman drove right near to the cliff, but Bond kicked his car down.
Okay. But it wasn't a tank like Marcus just.
Well, that wasn't exactly a tank. It was more like, a heavily armored vehicle.
It's interesting. I'll say that much.
We're learning a lot today, aren't we?
Yes, we have learned that James Bond can kick cars.
All right.
Oh, shit.
look.
There you are. Your turn. Yeah, guys, that wasn't the best hiding spot, just gonna say. Oh, they're still alive.
Not for
won't
long,
hurt.
Trevor.
Just
Not
bend
anymore.
over. This won't hurt too much.
Checkpoint.
Hey, if that hurts, scream out.
Yeah. No, think about it. Yeah, this game kind of has a similar thing that of the PS3 version of Beyond Two Souls, where every time it saves the checkpoint, the game freezes for half a second.
It's a common thing that a lot of games of this particular generation had with autosave when they had autosave. Again, that's the entire thing that screwed up my out of cutscenes for my run of Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands HD.
Not sure, but it's that later, I think. Or not.
The music
even the
tells me.
Mulcher. Yeah. Even the Mulcher had more ammo in the early game. In the earlier games, like in the more recent, in Gears 5, the Mulcher only has 250 bullets instead of 500.
Weird.
I mean, I get that the Mulcher is a powerful weapon, so you want to keep it limited, but I don't know.
It didn't necessarily need the limits.
At least for the campaign mode. Again, it gives me the idea that the devs just didn't want it to differentiate that much of the weapons between the single player and the multiplayer modes, just for the sake of not having to tinker that much with the code.
I guess.
Would not surprise me, given the mentality behind how Gears 5
Oh,
was
I don't
developed.
understand. It's the maximum number that has to change, not the maximum number capacity of a clip. So ideally speaking, it shouldn't be that hard to edit.
It really should not.
But
be.
again, my skills in code are extremely limited. So I don't know if that's really that difficult or not.
I haven't really taken. I've taken a few classes in code, but I'm more so taking classes just working with Unreal Engine for it. So actually, coding a game is a different matter. That said, though, there's one thing a certain game has taught me is that if there's one thing you got to do with code, it's don't misspell anything.
Oh no, absolutely.
Shoot the feet.
We've seen what can happen when you misspell stuff thanks to good old alien colonial marines.
Yeah, just one string can fuck up the entire AI script.
Oh, me next.
Looks like you're not crawling away, are you?
Wouldn't a better way to put it like they're not crawling away from that one?
Oh, you can even pick up the shield if you want.
You can, yes.
Huh.
It's not that useful to me personally because it uses up one of your hands, so you can use the weapons as well.
It is a good shock absorber, but yeah, if you're trying to go for more of the offensive...
You might as well use cover. Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh crap.
Damn.
Well, it could be worse. Could have been another worm.
How? Could be raining? I don't know.
It could have been another worm, or an army of those giant worms.
Make it to the bottom of the sinkhole.
Thought they'd get to just I guess it was just a matter of time.
Tenuous footing.
Alright then. Let's try to get to the hole.
Let's use the cranes to get across.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll use the cranes to cross the chasm. Should be simple.
Sounds like fun. Well, as much fun as you can have in this apocalyptic world setting.
Alright, Dom, get into position.
I would if they wouldn't stop fucking shooting me.
Yeah, they're not gonna make it easy for you guys.
How inconsiderate.
They kind of want to win, see?
Get on the platform!
What he said.
Whatever the hell that was.
Well, at least the platform has some kind of cover, so...
It also helps with the Locust to have the aim of stormtroopers.
Yeah. So where do we need to deposit the dome?
Well, in solid ground would be nice, I guess.
Oh, there, I guess there.
There we go.
Hey, Doc, get in that crane and get me across.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so basically Dom will take care of that crane and get me a way across. But before we do that, while he's doing that, let's do some sniping.
Yeah.
There we go.
If this were the heavily edited TV version, they'd dub you over saying, let's do some snipping, like we're going to use our scissors to cut them to death.
That's censoring? That actually sounds more gruesome.
Yeah. Hey, Sarge, let's snip them.
That's like a
Okay,
90s catchphrase.
Let's
Look
snip
at
them
that.
and let's snip them and clip them, boys.
Look how well their heads explode.
Well,
Oh, it's so artistic. Again, I just love the extra detail that has them stand there for a few seconds before keeling over when they're without a head.
Yeah,
So
because-
many ways to kill, so little time.
well,
Alright,
the
that-
enemies I think are all gone for now.
That should be enough. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, again?
Oh crap.
Yep, there we go. Sneak
I
attack.
guess they were just hiding.
How many of these bloody things are there?
Enough.
It's
Too
whole,
many.
it's a whole army spread throughout the entire world. It's there's quite a few of them.
Boop.
Don't worry, Dwebs. That's what the ending of 3 is for. Fortunately,
Oh.
Marcus's dad is coming up with.
Oh boy,
plan.
Reaver.
How many secret plans did Marco, these Adam and Phoenix had?
He had quite a few. I mean, in this world,
Well, he was the lead scientist of the world too. That's kind of what he does.
True.
he's like Shinji's father, only not a dick. Yes, music, you're keeping my blood pumping quite well.
Steve wants to make sure you're excited, Jova.
Well, he does
I
a
mean,
good
we're
job.
almost at the end of the game, so...
Take
Oh,
Oh,
of
dear.
course.
If it's not one kind of locust, it's another kind. Especially the
Oh.
explosives. Oh, and a
Flamethrower.
flamethrower, too.
That's okay. Fortunately, one of the tickers exploded and took him out with him.
Whoops.
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I
There you go. See,
forgot.
look at all that. Look at that awesome detailed gore in the ground.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yes, too.
No, I forgot to do the intro. If there is, I think there is, but what is the accorded sound effect jingle for the Fire Wisp for the Sonic games?
Oh, you mean the whole theme song?
Oh no, it's burst too.
Burst.
Okay.
Well,
Ow.
yeah. Did you notice that the only thing standing out from that locust in the cover was his foot? So I shot him in his foot, and then he suddenly left his cover.
Yeah, pain tends to do that to someone.
Oof.
Clever,
Should have-
but not
should-
clever
should have-
enough.
Should have taken cover better, buddy.
Kind of bit hard when you're a bulking thing.
He's trying, Tio. He's trying.
Just like a Rob Liefeld character.
Fuck.
Okay, are we gonna... Cute.
Right in the back.
Took that one in the front. It's okay, I'll put you out of your misery.
Yeah, as long as the others don't shoot you. There you go.
You know what? You know what this?
Here comes another one, and there you go.
And it's gone.
You know, speaking of war stories,
Yeah.
yeah, there was actually, I think I might have mentioned
Yes,
this before. Have I mentioned to you that Doctor Who story called The War Games?
Oh,
I don't think so.
I think I know that one.
It was the very last one of the second Doctor, and it ran for 10 episodes.
Oh yeah, the 10-parter. A bit
Where,
legendary. Oh.
Oh boy,
Where
going
What the
down.
fuck? What the fuck?
where the Doctor has to try and survive and figure out the mystery of this bizarre land he's in, where somehow a whole bunch of wars are rather close together.
We're still trying to figure out how to
Basically, drove into the floor game. So.
Yeah, I could see that.
Loading the bomb onto the chopper. They should
War
be
game ends like, oh, I'm the floor, but I give up.
Get the bomb into the chopper.
Zoobs, I rather had the floor giving up rather than attacking you.
tunnels below. Delta out. Dom, you all
All
right?
right.
Dom?
Marcus.
Okay.
Oh, thank God, Dom. After all, Dom, we've established that we're best friends, and usually it's around times like this that the best friend may catch a case of death.
Especially with these love interested dead.
No. We already had the sad death scene for this game.
Now is the time for action! It speaks louder
These
than
with beverage
words.
holders, but mainly action.
Shoot. Shoot like your life depends on it, because it actually does.
I'll say.
Alright, seems like we're good here.
Well, I keep hearing the locals screaming, so...
That might as well tell. Basically, that's the thing, Whips. Yeah, like you said, it took them until game 3 to have a star marker. But I find it more egregious that we're on game 5 right now, and yet in order to properly get over an obstacle, I still have to take cover on the obstacle and then press A again to get over the obstacle.
See, now, in the 360 era, I can see why they would have done that, seeing as though some games were getting into the whole realms of interactivity. But yeah, for them to have not made it more automatic by the 5th game, that's just weird.
They have this thing, okay, to be fair, ever since 4, they have this thing where if you're running and you press B as you're about to touch the object, you'll jump through it. The problem is, it's not as practical as I would like. I think having some kind of a jump button, not necessarily a jump button that allows you to jump all the time, a jump button that works specifically for those situations. I think adding an Uncharted style jump button could benefit. It could even add some extra ways for how you can do the multiplayer even.
Yes.
I mean, especially considering how the new cast is younger than the original trilogy cast, so they're technically more physically capable, most likely. I mean, Marcus is, if I remember correctly, Marcus in this game is like in his 40s, I think.
I think 30s.
Wow, the Lancer manages to sever metallic cables. Jesus.
Oh yes, the Lancer is an incredible. Well, that's
true, but you know, even a chainsaw normally should struggle against metal.
Yeah, Tio's right. Normally a chainsaw will struggle,
shit.
but that's just how awesome.
So much for having a bridge. And that was the end of
War 2. So
what a short game.
Kind of a submarine. Oh, okay.
He survived because
They survived this.
We've survived tougher landings.
We survived being eaten by a giant worm, so I guess technically this is kind of
This
I
is
guess,
a
yeah,
Wednesday
after that
for
you
us.
can't go back.
For you, it was the day we were eaten by a worm. For me, it was Tuesday.
a lot of them, Martin. A lot of them.
don't you mean Friday?
Nah, the quote's Tuesday.
How do you know it's Tuesday? In fact, how do we know what day it is in general? There are no calendars anymore.
Actually, that's a good point. We don't know how the people on Sarah actually, calculate time. But to be honest, for the purpose of a plot, it's not really too important. I guess.
It only becomes important. Yeah. It only becomes important when you get into the comics and the opening narration of.
Oh shit! It's an entire army.
Oh boy.
It's like the Matrix. We don't know what year it is.
Oh my god! Seriously, the moment we stepped into this sinkhole, everything starts falling apart.
Basically, too, it's at this point where the Locust really wants you dead, like more than ever before.
Well, to be fair, I can understand.
Going
that
down.
Boss.
Boom. Well, but yeah, to be fair, I can understand that in the first Matrix because the whole apocalypse thing destroyed all devices and shit and turned the Earth into a wasteland. So of course they would eventually lose track of time. That's the thing. No. It's mostly in Gears 4, Teo, that there's somewhat more of a clear time because Gears 4 starts off with the new Prime Minister giving out a speech, and she even the game even takes advantage of that to have a little flashback gameplay where you play a bit of the Pentagon Wars, and then a little bit of what was happening to the other cogs during the climax of Gears 3.
Well, also we're literally taking an elevator horizontally.
Yes,
yep.
This is pretty cool.
I always like perspective changes like this when they're done well. That's all you have to say on the matter. Okay.
Well, what else is there to say, Jova?
Hey
Coochie.
there, you come here often, Mac?
What done, Zeb?
Are you going to let up anytime soon, sir? Okay, fine, I'll just duck underneath.
Don't worry, I can stay here forever.
Good.
I can do this all day.
That gives me all the time to sneak around up on you.
Where could said driver be?
Maybe it's on his... Maybe it's up on the Brewmark's back.
It's a good thing he's a moron and left his seat.
I know, right?
Thank you, good sir.
Alright, everybody. Tune in next time where we finish the game.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.